Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the anti-gunner lies about constitutional carry, Kyle Rittenhouse, last night's bullshit State of the Union, which is nothing more than fucking cheating piece of shit Joe Biden, literally going and fucking heckling people and talking shit and then talking shit about guns and everything else like that, trying to ban guns, when his motherfucking ass legitimately did a bunch of shady shit that we can't really even talk about here on YouTube, which is unfortunate. We all know what the fucking truth is, though, cheating motherfucker. And then sit there, did a fucking BS fucking withdrawal from Afghanistan and left hundreds of millions to billions of dollars worth of heavy machine guns, other military grade weaponry, including fucking MRAPs and tanks and planes and every fucking thing else in that, for that matter, grenades, RPGs, every single thing you'd want to have over there, dude, is what it is. So, yeah, don't fucking talk to me about gun control, you old pedophile fuck. Fucking piece of shit. So, anyway. And then it's funny because people are talking about their end game being to ban all semi-autos, basically handguns included and stuff like that. And it's like, it makes sense, dude, when you think about it, because you look at shit and it's like, bro, that's been their end game for like 3 to 4 years now since I got into this fucking deal, man. Since I basically first got into being part of the 2A rights movement and stuff like that back in 2019 is what it is, man. When you had fucking Pelosi and company back then, like 2019, 2020, it was like Pelosi, Feinstein, and a few other Democrats were trying to push, it was either HR 8 or like HR 1446 or something like that. And it was basically to ban a bunch of handguns because they had like various features to them, like whether it be like a threaded barrel or whether it be a quote unquote magazine that extends past the actual grip of the gun or something like that. It's just fucking ridiculous, dude. What they were trying to actually do was they were trying to create a bunch of AOWs out of these things. Is what it is, dude. So anyway, for those interested, today's sponsor is Poland Meats. Poland Meats is a good place here in Ohio. It's a Canton area. It is a actual butcher shop that I go to quite often. And they are the only place that actually has a sign on their door that says constitutional carry welcome. So there you go, bro. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. It's not constitutional carry. It's concealed carry welcome is what it says on the door. But I might as well be constitutional carry now because, you know, we have done that in the past. And actually, I know for a fact a couple other people that work there do carry on the job and stuff. And it's good. It's like, you know, and that's their little business, dude. You know, you understand Second Amendment, you understand constitutional rights, stuff like that, and you're a good place is what it is, man. And yeah, everybody's real friendly, everybody's real nice, and yeah, they got decent prices there and stuff like that. I buy most of my meat from them is what it is. And you know, it's so much better when you're getting it from a local butcher than getting it from fucking, you know, some fucking chain grocery store or something like that. Doesn't know where the hell it's even coming from themselves. That'd be the case, dude. And it's like just you can definitely tell a difference in taste and stuff most of the time anyway, because when you actually look at like, you know, stuff like your Walmarts and stuff like that sell versus stuff like a local butcher shop would sell, you have basically just like this commercial grade crap from a grocery store versus an actual butcher shop that they're going to take the animals in the back, you know, part them down basically after hacking them up and shit like that into various cuts of meat and stuff like that. And it's going to be literally farm to table is what it is, man. So anyway, but on that note, though, you know, pimping them for a little bit here. I don't get a cut, by the way, or anything. Just so people know, I'm just, you know, talking about them because if you're looking for a butcher shop in the Canton, Ohio area, like Poland is a good place, is what it is, man. And yeah, it's a decent little shop, is what it is. It was run by some other dude back in the day, and he ended up selling out to these people, and then they took over. And what used to be like a larger area to keep like various cattle and pigs and stuff like that, like a little holding pen area and stuff like that, they've now turned into an actual storefront now that's a lot bigger is what it is. So, and overall it's a lot better too because now they have like a different setup in the back to where it's like an easier way to bring them the different animals in there to get, you know, slaughtered and stuff like that is what it is. So anyway, but yeah, we're gonna talk about anti-gunners today. That's what it is, dude. Anti-gunners, and we're also talking about Kyle Rittenhouse's situation recently when he was talking about some stuff there on Twitter the other day. But anyway, so basically, for those that haven't heard about it, obviously you got, and I've talked about it on the channel a couple times this last couple weeks is what it is now. You have Florida being one of 3 states right now. It's Florida, Nebraska, and South Carolina, who are in a 3-way race currently to try to see who gets 26 for constitutional carry, and then 27 and 28 respectively. And you have a bunch of douchebags at the Newtown Action Alliance talking shit about constitutional carry and claiming that no such thing exists, is what it is, which you're all a bunch of fucking liars, dude. We've called you out for years now. We've called out your bullshit fucking lies for years now, dude. And it's time for people to wake up and realize these people are a bunch of scumbags who will literally fucking do shady shit, including lie about, various things, which we're not going to talk about by name, is what it is, to get their way, is what it is, dude. Because they're all a bunch of anti-gun fucksticks. They're all a bunch of tyrant pieces of shit, is what it is, dude, for real. But anyway, as I said here, it said Newtown gun controllers, there is no such thing as constitutional carry, which is an absolute lie, by the way. There 100% is. It is the Second Amendment itself, you jackasses. It's the part about a well-regulated militia being necessary to secure a free state, jackasses. Of course, you fuckers never actually read the Constitution, so I'm not surprised you don't fucking know that. As a gun control group, Newtown Action Alliance is responding to constitutional carry push in Florida by tweeting that there's no such thing as constitutional carry. 25 states have constitutional carry. Republicans in Florida and South Carolina, as well as Nebraska, by the way, are racing to see which state will be number 26, but Newtown Action Alliance says it does not really exist. From their stupid thing, it said, just to be clear, there is no such thing as constitutional carry. The Constitution didn't give anyone the right to carry guns publicly without permits, background checks, or training. The term was fabricated by the gun lobby to push for its any guns for anyone, anywhere agenda. To which my response to these fucking cocksuckers, legitimately, was the following, which I actually realized now that I fucked up because it was like 3 a.m. and I was tired that day and didn't think I was writing it because I put UU twice is what it was instead of putting should have been as if you all know. But yeah, what I said back to these douchebags was, as if you anti-gun ass clowns have ever even read the U.S. Constitution, shut up and get out of this constitutional republic. And that's the truth, man. They just need to. They just need to fuck off out of our constitutional republic, dude. Because we're not a democracy. We've never been a democracy. I'm sick and tired of hearing about that democracy bullshit from all these fuckers, dude. Because we're not a democracy, is what it is, man. You want a fucking democracy, dude? Take your bitch ass over to the fucking UK, who lost to us in 1776, motherfuckers. Take your asses over to Britain, who lost to us in 1776. Seriously. It's as simple as that, douchebags. But anyway, continuing on back with these fucksticks lie. Said Newtown Action Alliance followed the tweet with another asking gun controllers to urge Florida legislator to oppose constitutional carry bill, suggesting the bill, quote, will increase Florida homicide and violent crime. On December 29, 2022, the Maine Wire noted that the crime fell in the state of Maine after the state abolished its concealed carry permitting requirements in 2015. FBI data shows violent crime beginning a decline in 2016 that continued through 2020 until you actually had them legitimately, BLM and Antifa riots is what it was, dude. So, and then on the sidebar there, for those who didn't pay attention to that, we got former porn star Ron Jeremy committed to mental hospital. I know that guy's got dementia just as bad as Pedo Joe does, honestly. So, and then let's see, BLM co-founder blast Biden. Politicians have decided to abandon movement. Yeah, says the bitch who literally committed fucking money laundering, embezzlement, and a fuck ton of other things to help act blue and then line her own goddamn pockets. Fuck you, Patrice, you five house having a cunt. Seriously, you are everything wrong with this country, bitch. Because you are a scumbag, fucking self-entitled little shit who's going to sit there and steal money from the American people is what it is, dude. And then sit there and run a fucking terrorist organization. So yeah, go fuck yourself, Patrice, you fucking whore. Fucking Democrat whore. She really fucking is, dude. And she is the worst piece of shit ever out there, man. I'll tell you what. But anyway, moving on to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. We're going to talk about State of Union stuff as well a little bit here. With dipshit Joe and stuff like that is what it is, dude. Again, since we're almost, we're about 10 minutes into this and we're not quite, So Rittenhouse is getting into it with some people, specifically this Marty Taylor guy the other day. Rittenhouse said, I never bragged about being forced to defend my life. The kid that you are talking about, I think, meant he wanted to tell the truth and stand up for what is right, like I have done by telling my story. And then he said, and Marty, you told me here you had to kill people. She's talking about this whole thing with Marty, talking about his own thing that he sent Rittenhouse like a year and a half ago or something. To which Marty's original response to Kyle's reply to here from the 6th is what it was. Said, most alarming things said at the Kyle Rittenhouse Hate America rally was from a 14-year-old child whose father brought him to see Kyle. He said he really likes Kyle and wanted to be like him. This is alarming. Only thing Kyle Rittenhouse has done in his life is kill 2 people and brag about it. And that's what Rittenhouse is saying about, that's actually a lie, you douchebag. And then Rittenhouse continued on here and said, he was responding back to that Marty guy, said, if you feel you were right, I honor that. Well, I know I had to defend myself. I decided to post these to show that many of the people who publicly lie about me don't even believe the lies they are saying. Marty was correct when he said not everyone. Rittenhouse continued on, said, is it a bad guy? But I certainly think men who lie and spread fake and false accusations knowingly to gain Twitter followers or for whatever reason are not men I would think are good. And then it went back and forth between Rittenhouse and that Marty guy and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people who are saying, like, don't feed these fucking trolls, dude. And that's the problem with a lot of people like that, dude. The youngsters in our country is what it is, dude. Like your Rittenhouse types and stuff like that. They're only in their, teens and 20s and stuff. Is they don't know when to disengage is what it is, dude. That's why, honestly, I am really in the mindset to just tell people to fuck off and then just block them is what it is after that, dude. Because there's no reason to interact with these people, man. They're a bunch of NPCs is what it is, dude, for real. The left are 100% NPCs, and the middle are too, for that matter, in a lot of cases. Even some right-wingers are, for that matter, dude. But anyway. Moving on to some Breitbart stories here that we want to talk about with this, though, is this particular one from last night's bullshit State of the Union. This is 80. Biden first octogenarian delivers State of the Union. 6 more years, ? Biden lists grievances about the government he built. We are going to need oil for at least another decade. Blames January 6th for a hippie hammer attack on Paul Pelosi. Had nothing to do with anything, by the way. Takes victory lap over Chinese balloon. Joe gets tough on, quote, junk fees. Demands tax hikes. Trashes cops. Calls for dignity for trans youth. Yells about assault weapons. And meanwhile, Mitch the bitch McConnell and Chi-Com fuckboy himself there. Where's the Ukraine tie? Yeah, fuck you, McConnell, you piece of shit. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for bitch-ass McConnell, we would actually have fucking constitutional carry and stand your ground nationwide at this point, dude. We also have Hearing Protection Act stuff, like suppressors and shit like that, not identifying weapons anymore. Then you had this weird-ass one with Jill Biden, and I think that guy's name's Doug Emhoff or something like that, that's Kamala's husband. We're kissing each other, like, partway through the State of the Union. It's like, what the fuck kind of weird fucking cuck-ass orgies are they having in this fucking place, dude? For real. It's just fucking odd. And then you got dipshit Megan Rapinoe. Starts 2023 with 5th corona jab. That woman has no business having any rights in this country ever again, dude. This should be one of the many ones kicked out of this nation, honestly, at this point in time in history. Let's see. This is actually a good one. It said, Biden promises to fix problems he spent half a century creating. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, dude, for real. And then you got douchebag Mitt Romney attacking George Santos, even though they're both scumbags. Romney's even bigger scumbag than Santos is, honestly, dude. Yeah, so you got fact check. Biden claims mass shootings tripled after, quote, assault weapons ban ended, which is an absolute lie, by the way. 100%. So we're going to talk about that one here in a sec as soon as I redo my present thing here. So yeah, you got Clinton Sullivan's tripled. So during State of the Union address, cheater Joe Biden claimed mass shootings tripled after the Sullivan's ban expired. Verdict, misleading and mostly false. Biden said, quote, in the 10 years the ban was law, mass shootings went down, which is an absolute lie, by the way. You had both Columbine happen underneath that, and there was another one in 1998. I believe it was either in Arkansas or Mississippi or something like that, where it was a 12 and a 13-year-old kid. And what's interesting about that one is when you look back into history, the chick who I forget what that movie was called, The Girl Next Door, what it was, but it was basically Sylvia Grotowski, I think that's what her name is, or something along those lines. She was killed by this woman and her family, and it was the son, well, one of the sons actually, who was one of the teachers at that school where that massacre happened, dude, in 1998. So, yeah, very interesting little factoid on that one, because that piece of shit should have been in prison for his entire life, is what it is, dude. But yet he became a school teacher and was able to be let out early, is what it was. So, anyway. But yeah, Biden falsely claimed that in 10 years that 94 to 2004 that the quote-unquote assault ban was in place, mass shootings went down. After we let it expire, you didn't let it expire, asshole. It literally had the only fucking reason it was allowed to even be a thing in the first place, you fucking child molesting piece of shit demon pedophile, is because of the fact that it had a fucking sunset clause in it that after a decade it was supposed to expire, because the entire point of the assault weapons ban in 1994 was to be a placeholder thing to prove if in fact crime went down during it or not. Which, by the way, it was already trending way the fuck down when it went through to begin with, dude. It had nothing to do with the fact that fucking assholes like that put that crap through is what it is, dude. And by the way, the only things those bullshit ass things do nowadays, that California's one's been in place since the fucking 80s, dude, is stop good, armed, legal citizens from stopping and killing criminals, dude. From being able to take out fucking trash. And the criminality in this country is what it is, man. Because it stops them from being able to have the same weaponry as a fucking criminal does. And that's the entire problem right now, dude. So, anyway. But, yeah, so here it says, it should be noted that Biden has made this claim before in one form or another following high-profile massacres. So you did it on May 24, 2022, following Uvalde attack that literally had fucking, like, what was it, 70 cops sitting outside the fucking classroom letting kids fucking be killed so they could pass some bullshit unconstitutional crap, is what it is. I'm not even gonna read what his fucking dumbass statement is here. So, ironically, the Post also called Biden's claim into question. Said Biden claimed that mass shooting deaths tripled after the law expired. He appears to be relying on a study of mass shooting data from 1981 to 2017, published in 2019 in the Journal of Trauma and Acute Care Surgery by a team led by Charles Domingo, a professor of surgery at New York University's Langone Medical Center. That group found that an assault weapons ban would have prevented 314 out of 448, or 70%, of massacre deaths during the years when the ban was not in effect. That's an absolute lie. It would never have done these things, by the way. The only thing that does do that stuff is having fucking constitutional carry and stand your ground laws on the fucking books and having shit trend down because of that, because criminals know if they're going to do some shit, you're not going to be able to fucking do it without having armed responses, dude. And I'd like to point something out, by the way. Every fucking massacre, almost bar none, literally 97.8% of them, at least, that we know about, because that was a stat that was actually found out years ago is what it is, dude. It might have gone up since then, even for that matter. But at least 97.8% of all massacres in this country happen in gun-free zones, dude. Whether it be schools, universities, aka college campuses, whether it be fucking government buildings, whether it be et cetera, dude. They're all fucking gun-free zones created by the fucking assholes in both political parties back in the fucking 90s during Bush 1's administration, dude. It was George W. Bush that created George H.W. Bush that created gun-free zones back in like 1989 or 1990, then when he became president. And it was with the help of fucking pieces of shit like Joe Biden, who were in the U.S. Senate at the time, dude. So it's like, don't even fucking talk to me about anything, you old fucking piece of shit, when you literally helped create the fucking places and the fucking dumbass legislation that literally has killed more kids in this fucking country than any person's weapon will ever do, you fucking douchebag. So, anyway. And that's what I'm saying, dude. Honestly, like, we are to a point in history right now in 2023 here where every politician, and I'm going to say it like it is right now, dude, every single person in elected office right now that wants to claim politician status and wants to sit there and be all anti-gun and shit like that, dude, and try to push anti-gun legislation and everything else like that, dude, need to be charged as an accessory to mass murder every fucking time that one of these things happen in their state or in their fucking in this country, dude. If you were a federal politician, you need to be charged across the fucking board with the federal death penalty. If you were a fucking state politician, like piece of shit like Gavin Newsom, etc., dude, and you have massacres happening in your state after you're pushing a bunch of gun control shit like that through, dude, which is unconstitutional and illegal, by the way, you need to be fucking charged with state death penalty is what it is, dude. And you need to have that brought back to begin with, is what it is, the state of California. I swear to God, dude, every fucking body needs to be another fucking charge of felonies at that point, dude. Like, bare minimum, the first body needs to be life imprisonment as accessory to mass murder at that point, dude. Everyone after the first, though, needs to be fucking death penalty charges on these people, dude. And I guarantee you, if we actually did shit like that, dude, and you gave these people death penalties or federal death penalties, yeah. If you either give these people state death penalties or federal death penalties, it doesn't matter which one it is, honestly, dude. You would see people's tune change real fucking quick is what it is, man. Because when they knew that the end game would be like, oh shit, we're passing all this crap and we're going to be, you know, literally possibly getting a military firing squad or something like that in response to it, dude. Like, yeah, their tune's going to change real fucking quick is what it is, dude. And they're going to stop doing this shit. Or they're just going to leave office forever is what it is, dude. But nothing's going to change until we actually fucking force that shit through is what it is right now, dude. As a country, as a nation. So, anyway. But, anyway, it continues on here. It said, new mass shooting database shows that there were 31 mass shootings in the decade before the 94 assault weapons ban. 31 in the 10 years the law was enforced, between September 13th, 94 and September 12th, 2004. And 47 in the 10 years after it expired. As noted, some of the increase stems from the population growth. And that's another thing people never really talk about, by the way, is how, you know, and you guys know about me being pro-life and you know, just like fuck Roe versus Wade and stuff like that. The big thing there is, though, when you look at the actual decrease in population in the 1990s, it has directly impacted from Roe versus Wade is what it was, dude, in the 70s. When you had 73 Roe versus Wade, and then it was like 1993, 1994 and stuff like that when they went through and stuff, dude. So it would have been people that were like 21 then, but they were born in 1973 or 4 or whatever it was then. You didn't have them being there to commit crime is what it was, dude. Or you just didn't have them being there at all to do anything for that matter. It could have been not even committing crime. It could have been the one stopping fucking crimes from being committed is what it is, dude. So, yeah, it's just ridiculous either way, man. So, anyway. Continuing back on with this, though, it said, Breitbart News reported that the DOJ's National Institute of Justice released a report in 2004, quote, as the assault weapons ban was coming to an end, the information in the study dovetails perfectly with the post-observation as the NIJ researchers could not credit the assault weapons ban with any of the reduction in crime or shootings which were spontaneously reported elsewhere. Said Washington Times quoted University of Pennsylvania professor Charles Cooper, author of the report, saying, we cannot clearly credit the ban with any of the nation's recent drop in gun violence. And indeed, there has been no discernible reduction in the lethality or injuriness of gun violence, which that's apparently where that term finally came from, was back in like 2004 is what it was, dude. This is almost 20-year-old term then. That same report continued, said the ban's effects on gun violence are likely to be small at best and perhaps too small for reliable measures. Yeah, exactly. It's a bunch of bullshit, dude, entirely. No, the entire fucking point is, dude, Biden knows he's a cheating piece of shit. He knows he's legally holding office. He knows Kamala's legally holding office. He knows fucking Randolph Warnock, John Ossoff, Sherrod Brown, Amelia Sykes, Greg Landsman, a whole bunch of other motherfuckers right now are legally holding office in this country, whether it be in Senate or Congress for that matter. And he knows for a fact that if they're able to disarm American citizens, they can democide us real quick, fucking Nazi Germany style is what it is, dude, because we're getting him at this point, dude. They are trying to create a literal fucking Fourth Reich at this point, dude. Seriously. I mean that legitimately, dude, at this point, honestly. Whether it be Biden, whether it be his fucking puppet master, Obama, fucking pulling the strings behind him, whether it be the fucking, you know, Soros types and the fucking Bilderberg group, they're actually the ones pulling the strings at the very top of Obama and Biden, both for that matter, dude. You know, that's their fucking endgame. It's to disarm Americans and then kill us. Legitimately, dude. And I'll be goddamn if those fuckers ever succeed in that shit, dude. Like, I will not stand by and watch that shit happen, dude, to this country. You know, I was already federally swatted in 2019 over the fucking bullshit I said about that fuckstick Andrew Yang, which, by the way, at the time, very was possible, you know? And this is the thing, dude. Like, when you stop future dictators and stuff like that through military response and shit, dude, it's like, yeah, do the fucking job, dude. Like, honestly, I'm gonna say it like it is, dude. The fact that Biden and company haven't already been facing fucking high treason charges right now is everything about this country currently in 2023, dude. So, it's just a bunch of crap entirely, dude. And then, of course, you got fucking dumbass Biden fucking, you know, sitting there sending fucking all kinds of shit to Ukraine and stuff like that is going to directly start World War III in this fucking nation is what it is. Well, not this nation, but it's going to be Russia, Ukraine, World War III starting there. And then it's going to fucking, you know, blow back on the U.S. is what it'll be too then, if that be the case, dude. So, yeah. It's like, I swear to God, dude, these people are just trying to take us off a cliff at this point. Like, they know that their lives are about to end through just natural causes, what it is, dude, because just old age and shit like that. And they just want to take that. They want to take the rest of the ship down with them. Is what it is, dude. You know, it's like it would be like the captain of the Titanic legitimately being like, "Hey, there's an iceberg over there." Yank the fucking wheel right towards us. What it is, dude. You know, kind of thing. And that's what it is, dude. Legitimately, it's these crazy fuckers. You know, are the first lemmings off the fucking cliff, and they're like, "Come on, people, come on," and then just fucking yank everybody else down with them. Is what it is, dude. So, I don't know. Federal government's illegitimate. It has been for a while. A lot of state governments are at this point too, honestly, dude. And it's time for American citizens to just wake up and start defending ourselves, defending each other, and telling government to go fuck itself. Is what it is, dude, for real. And the same thing with these anti-gun bitches that are part of these fucking NGOs and stuff like that, dude. Like your fucking anti-gun groups, like your Newtown Alliance and stuff like that. Fucking Bloomberg and Giffords and, you know, fucking March for Our Lives and all the rest of these assholes. What it is, dude. So, anyways, I don't really think I have much else to say here today, but let's go ahead and check out a few things right now. Wait a minute, did that guy die? Huh. Oh, shit. Oh, wow. Huh. That's crazy. One of the first things I found on Twitter here was about our state house and stuff like that today because they were honoring one of the former state reps here. Former Ohio State rep Dan Ramos died the other day, apparently. He was a douchebag for the Democrat Party. I think I remember this guy because he was a fucking clown for the Democrat Party. He was one of the ass clowns who, you know, was basically pushing anti-gun stuff during our General Assemblies and stuff like that. I believe Ramos was actually, yeah, I want to say he was one of the ones during the year. Well, I'm trying to think now because it would have been 2011, 2019. So it would have been, I'm trying to think if he was even in office when they were doing the anti-gun shit after Dayton or not. I don't think he was. I think it was right before that. Wasn't he ended up leaving office then? But yeah, this guy right here, like this dude and the people in that time period and stuff like that, they're directly responsible for why Ohio didn't have constitutional carry faster. Is what it is, dude. For why we didn't have stand your ground, you know, years before that's what it is. Because they're a bunch of anti-Americans. Is what it is, man. So, you know, and the fact that Ramos is only 41, it kind of makes me wonder, dude. Did he die suddenly? You know, I'm just saying. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Let's go ahead and read the rest of this article, though. He has a former Democrat state representative from Lorraine, died Saturday, according to the local paper. He was 41 years old. Rumors' death has not been, cause of death has not been released in the newspaper. Yeah, of course it hasn't been. So during 8 years in the State House, he was an outspoken liberal who, among other things, pushed for the abolition of the state's death penalty. Fuck you, dude. Legalized medical marijuana, making college more affordable, and state pension reform, aka him and his buddies get a bunch of fucking money for being in politics. What it is. Yeah, go fuck yourself, unless you scumbag, asshole, Democrat, douchebag. Yeah, so Ramos was first elected in 2010 in the House. He became the second person of Latino descent to be elected in the Ohio General Assembly, according to a release from the legislative office. 2013, Ramos became the first Latino to hold a state legislative leadership post. When he was elected deputy whip by his fellow House Democrats, he served in the House through January 2019. Okay, so he was not there when the Dayton massacre happened then. Yeah, it says Danny was such a bright light, brilliant. Said Senate Majority Leader and piece of shit Nikki Antonio. Said Monday he was, let's see. Yeah, so he was a good friend and an awesome colleague, according to Antonio. So before joining the legislature, Ramos served as a policy analyst for then House Speaker Armand Budish. Wait, Armand Budish was our House Speaker? Fuck me, man. I fucking knew I knew that guy's name from back in the day before he was in Cleveland City Council and stuff like that all the time is what it is, dude. Dude, no wonder fucking Ohio was so corrupt when you got pieces of crap like Budish in there for fucking years and stuff like that, dude. Yeah, and then House Minority Leader Joyce Betty. So yeah, you want to know where Joyce Betty came from, people? She came from the Ohio General Assembly then she graduated up to fucking Congress, and she was a scumbag in both things, by the way. She still fucking is, dude. She's a goddamn race pimp fucking cunt. Anyway, it says Ramos graduated from Ohio State University 2003 with a bachelor's degree in political science. Yeah, no wonder he's a fucking piece of crap. That's about it for that article then. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that guy died young like that, dude. Given with everything that was happening here. But yeah, he had the Senate observe a moment of silence for his for him there is what it was. Let's see. For those that want to talk, let's talk about some rhinos here actually in the state of Ohio right now, dude, while we're still here. So we got good old Stephanie Coonsey, literal Bloomberg fuck girl, recognizes the TWHS Cardinals girls field hockey team for winning the 2022 Buckeye State Championship and their coach on being named 2021-2022 National Coach of the Year. Yeah, Coonsey was the only rhino piece of crap, the blonde right there with the award thing in her hand. She was the only piece of crap who signed on to anti-gun shit last year in the state Senate, who was a Republican. So, now then again, that being said, that fuckstick Matt Dolan legitimately pushed a bunch of it through as a sole sponsor of it. So, but the thing was, Coonsey was the only one that signed on with a bunch of Democrats, is what it was, dude. Because, like I said, she's a rhino sack of shit, is what it is, dude. And more proof why you need to have proper representation with like 4 counties for our state Senate and less people in our state Senate, is what it is, dude. So, anyways. Let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about here. Got Matt Hoffman recognizing some dude named Frank for over 10 years of dedicated service to the Ohio Senate. Let's see. Begins session with prayer led by Senator Terry Johnson. Johnson was the reason why Ohio has constitutional carry right now. Unfortunately, with Terry stops in it, which is ironic. But yeah, he was the guy who did the Senate version of constitutional carry last year, is what it was. The go ahead and grab this picture up right now. Hoffman is the guy in the striped tie that would be our Senate president right now, and who's going to be come 2024. He's out of office through term limits and stuff like that. So he's basically going to try and flip flop General Assembly like somebody have now. And that's why he didn't really want Jason Stevens in the speakership right now, because he wanted to come in there and be speaker himself, is what it is, in about a year and a half or so. The older dude who's at the mic right there with the red tie on, that is Terry Johnson, who was the primary sponsor of the Senate bill that got through to become constitutional carry last year. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and see if there's anything else I want to talk about here. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, man. Seriously, people, like, come on now, man. It's just American history, dude. It doesn't have to be Black history. It's just American history right there, dude. Jeanette Bradley, trailblazer in the Ohio GOP and the first African-American woman, first Black woman, to hold statewide office, Columbus City Council, lieutenant governor, and state treasurer. But was she good at those jobs is the question, though, dude. Because, again, just because you're the first at something doesn't mean you're good at that job, man. I mean, hell, look at all these douchebag lawmakers that want to sit there and claim to be like the first trans person or first whatever the case be there. And they suck, is what it is, dude. Like, they're the worst people ever to be in office right now, dude. So, we got State Medical Board of Ohio committee voted Wednesday to talk to expert witness and seek public comments on medical marijuana's potential effectiveness with the conditions of autism spectrum disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, and a few other things. So, first of all, it should just be recreational at this point, dude. I shouldn't have to get government permission to do stuff, and I shouldn't fuck with my gun rights for that matter, just because I have serious body pain and I also have autism. And yes, legalized weed would help my ass quite a bit, man. I'm not saying I want to go out there and get high and smoke bowls all day, dude. In fact, I'd be wanting to get fucking like THC edibles is what it is, dude, because that's how I do my thing. I'd just be sitting there sucking on a lollipop or something like that, or eating some fucking gummy bears or something like that. That's what it is during these things. People be like, what are you eating, bro? It's like, hey, I'm just trying to get my fucking sensitivity on, bro. That's what I'm trying to do right now. You know? So actually, I remember one time I was at the card shop, and at the time you had the shop owner, one of his buddies who actually did get stuff from our state, handed him like a chunk of what was a Buckeye at the time. For those who know what that is, it's basically just a mix of chocolate and peanut butter, but it's like yay big or so. It's something we make here in Ohio. As the Buckeye stays what it is. And yeah, it was like this giant Buckeye, and he gave him like a chunk of it. And he's like, yeah, just nibble on that or whatever for like a little while or whatever. Like, don't eat it all or whatever. This fucking guy just takes the whole thing and just like shoves it down his mouth, basically, is what it is. And then he wondered why, like, 45 minutes later, he's just all fucked up, is what it is. And I'm just like, dude, you look high as fuck right now. And he's like, I feel high as fuck right now. And I'm just like, yeah, probably though. So, let's see. Wow. So for those that haven't heard about it, you got that fucking piece of shit commie cunt Cortez lying about fucking libs of TikTok right now. So great irony here is that AOC is lying. Libs of TikTok has simply reported the facts about what these hospitals have said about their own services. It's all documented, but this is what they do. They use misinformation to smear you as being a source of it. And it was about 2 hours ago. Dipshit Cortez says that libs of TikTok lied about Boston Children's Hospital's hyper cystectomies in children. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. It would base. Oh, okay. What do you call this now? Hysterectomy. That's what it is. Yeah. Lied about giving children hysterectomies. Said AOC, the account is still on the platform, isn't it? This Roth guy, regrettably, yes, it is. Yeah, fuck you, you cunt. Fucking lying cunt Cortez. Dude, I'll tell you what, like, when it comes to people that need to be automatically disqualified from the running right now in this country to even be holding elected office, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is number one on the fucking list right now, dude. And if she's not number one, then it's fucking Ilhan Omar needs to be number one, is what it is, dude. But, like, it really just needs to say the squad as number one. So it'd be like Cortez, Omar, Tlaib, Cori Bush, Jayapol, Ariana Presley, etc. All those fucking cunts to be thrown in the fucking office at this point, dude, for real. kicked it, put it down their fucking asses. What it is, man, for real. So, Mally's Chocolate sells part of company to raise money for expansion. Interesting. Huh. That'll be interesting what happens with that one, honestly, dude. But, let's see, we got some other people talking about Cortez's fucking lies here. Okay, I need to scroll up just a teeny little bit there because there was prices of stuff underneath that I don't need to be showing on here because it might be getting me, what you call it, and I'm not having that happen. But yeah, it said this Ryan guy said, remember when AOC started the false narrative that detention centers for illegal immigrants were concentration camps, and then a man went and actually bombed an ICE facility in Tacoma, Washington using her exact rhetoric. So I'm actually going to talk about that one for a sec, though. And I'm going to actually correct this Ryan guy. It was not a man that did that bombing. What it was an Antifa member who went and bombed a Tacoma ICE facility, dude. Fuck that fucking. It's way past time for her ass to be tossed out of fucking office at this point, dude, and exiled from this nation fucking permanently, dude. AOC needs to lose U.S. citizenship forever, is what it is, for real, dude. This is fucking bullshit. I am so fucking sick and tired of this worthless cunt, dude. She needs to be got gone, dude. Fucking have men in various alphabet agencies go to her house and fucking arrest her ass, is what it is. Or not even go to her house. Go to fucking Capitol Hill for that matter. Slap cuffs on that bitch on fucking camera and yank her fucking ass out of office like that, dude. Whether it be military, whether it be fucking FBI, ATF, whatever the case be, I don't give a fuck at this point, dude. Do your job. Yank this bitch out of office, dude, in handcuffs. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Not to mention she was trying to play the fucking race card crap the other day, dude. Because that's the thing, Democrats have no real argument, dude. They have no argument against the Second Amendment. They have no argument against the Constitution at all. The only thing they have is the fucking race card to play, and I'm sick and tired of it, man. I think a lot of others are getting sick and tired of it too at this point, man. They're a bunch of fucking ass clowns. They're a bunch of fucking assholes. They're a bunch of fucking criminals. They're a bunch of fucking child molesters, or they're fucking enablers of child molesters. It's a bunch of shit, dude. It needs to fucking stop, period. End of story. And then the flip side of the fucking, that same coin, you got the other motherfuckers who are working with them that are trying to push anti-gun bans and all this other shit, dude. And you got people like me fighting back against it with no money. And you got some organizations like FPC and GOA and stuff like that actually do have a little bit of money coming to their coffers that can do the lawsuits and stuff for us. So, anyway. But needless to say, it's time to fight back, dude. It's time to rail back. And it's time to create a 20th Amendment with the Constitution. A We the People Amendment is what it needs to be, dude. That is an auto DQ on every politician in this country based on various things of X, Y, and Z. And the X, Y, and Z things are directly oath-breaking your constitutional oath, running on any kind of platform that would even be an oath, even be a possibility of breaking your oath to office, whether it be anti-gun stuff, whether it be anti-life stuff, whether it be transgender children shit, et cetera, or whether it just be that you are not a fucking legal U.S. citizen, you are actually a foreign national in this country. That should be the first three, honestly, in that mix. There should really be like 10 disqualifiers, but that should be like the top three is what it is, dude. Like anything directly infringing on the Constitution, anything that would be a platform that would be an oath-breaking thing, and no foreign nationals. And that way you'd get rid of people like Ilhan Omar, that way you get rid of people like fucking that piece of shit Rashad Tlaib, who's a fucking grandchild of foreign nationals, what it is, dude. So, in fact, I would say unless you're going to prove allegiance to the United States of America, which is possible to do that, by the way, Now, granted, I don't really want to say what it would entail because it would literally be, some things of Islamic faith in a bonfire is what it would be, legitimately. And yeah, it's as simple as that, though, man. So anyway, toss it, book, ding, done. Anyway, but yeah, other than that, that's where we're at for the day. I don't think we're going to talk about anything relating to the Ohio State House right now because I don't think there's been anything introduced lately for anything here. I'm gonna check just to make sure, though, real quick before we leave, since we're still here. Oh, I guess there was some stuff introduced. Cool. So we'll talk about it then. This is all Senate bills, actually. Okay, so let's see here now. Got a bunch of new Senate bills released yesterday here in Ohio, which was, 51, establish a Secretary of State Election Integrity Division. How the fuck is that not already established, dude? Like 5 years ago. Let's see, enact Religious Expression Days, aka Red Act. Good. Now, let's see, designate Veterans Memorial Bridge in Trumbull County. Require occupational license agency accept electronic application. Provide for electronic execution of wills and other documents. Reduce tax rate on certain motor fuel. Exempt United States and Ohio flag sales from sales and use tax. Should be any taxes on those things, by the way. Let's see. Prohibit public employer granting paid leave under certain for certain activities, probably like BLM terrorist riots and stuff like that. Would be my guess almost on that one. Let's see. Revised 911 law regarding emergency telecommunicator training, and that was it for the ones for here today. Is what it is. Actually, as of this morning, you had the modified homestead exemption surviving spouse of a disabled veteran thing have its first hearing at 9:30 this morning. So, but I want to see exactly what that. Where's it at here now? Yeah, the public employer granting activity stuff here. Okay, let's see. Prohibit a public employer from providing paid leave or compensation for public employee to engage in certain union activities. Okay. So it's basically unionizing. It's like anti-unionizing bill, basically what it is, dude. Which makes sense to some extent. I think honestly what this is right here, because it said certain union activities and stuff like that. In the last probably like 3 to 4 months now, there's been quite a few teacher strikes going on right before school started, back September and stuff like that. And then there's also one like right at the end of December, if I'm not mistaken, for like better pay and shit like that. And I think that's kind of what they're talking about. It's like, no, just get back to work. You ain't gonna be protesting outside of a fucking school. Go do your job as a teacher. Don't have one is what it is, dude. Which is how it should be anyway. Because we can have these motherfuckers do nothing but indoctrinating pieces of shit in general, dude. So anyway, it was Teresa Gavarone was the one that was trying to create the division of election integrity stuff there for Secretary of State's office. Which again, how the fuck does that not already exist? Like, Jesus Christ, talk about backfooting shit, dude. Talk about backpedaling to the point you already need to be fucking having things like 20, 30 years back is what it is, dude, for God's sakes. Fucking infuriating, dude, is what it is. But anyway, like I said, though, that's pretty much where we're at for today. I'll be back again probably, what's today, Wednesday? Probably tomorrow or Thursday, or yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. I keep thinking, my fucking days are all fucked up right now, dude. I swear to God, like, yesterday I thought it was Wednesday, and now I'm just like, today it feels like Tuesday kind of thing or something. But I did find out one interesting thing today, actually. I went to my doctor's for the first time in several months. He was checking out my ankle and stuff like that. And as it turns out, I was right. I do have a severely sprained ankle. And apparently the sprain is going to require me to get physical therapy now. Because I guess when I think it was about 2 years ago now, actually. So not quite, about a year and a half or so, because it was summertime, like summertime of 2021. I ended up going to get a bunch of groceries out of the car, stepped back, didn't realize there was a fucking groundhog hole there, and ended up like twisting my ankle all fucked up like that's what it was. Like it fucking like did like a weird twist on it and shit like that. And because of that, it basically severely sprained my ankle then, and it was hurting like a bitch for a few days or whatever. The other day I was walking here in the living room and walked past mom's chair over there. Didn't realize her foot was like this and went bang, snapped my pinky toe into it, fucked up my pinky toe for the day. But it also like yanked my whole entire foot like that basically. And it started hurting like a bitch the next day. And yeah, it turns out it's basically the sprain itself. My ankle right now currently needs to be strengthened through physical therapy. And the doctor said if it doesn't and it continues to be weak like it is right now, it's just gonna every time I basically have like any kind of like tilt on it or whatever, it's just gonna continue to sprain it basically and never be able to heal properly is what it is. So not good. Not good at all, man. And the thing that sucks about it is that, you know, having just like it's like one thing after another, really. You know, nothing ever changes what it is, dude. And just like it was funny because we were talking in the office today, and my mom was with me there to hear as a second person is what it is because we usually do that is what it is just to make sure that we have, you know, in case something is said that you don't get the first time around or something like that, the other person's with you in the office can hear what it is and be able to write that shit down or whatever. And she was saying something about like there's a quote back in the day of like, you know, God doesn't give you more than you can handle or something like that kind of thing. And it's funny because my doctor's like, yeah, I think whoever made up that quote never actually had anything on their plate to begin with or something. It's like, yeah, pretty much. So he's a good dude, man. He's actually one of the few MDs I actually like. And I've been seeing him for, I don't know, probably a decade now. Or damn close. Well, not quite a decade. It's about, well, when did I first start? It's about, almost a decade now. It's about 2014 or so, give or take. When I had some issues there and I ended up seeing him for the first time then. It might have been 2013, actually. I'm not sure. It's one of the two. It's probably early 2014, actually, so it'd be about 9 years now. But, yeah, he's a good dude. He knows what he's talking about, dude, for the most part. And, you know, I'll trust his opinion on a lot of things is what it is, dude. Now, granted, there's some things I will never trust him on is what it is, and he already knows that. And he's just like, yeah, I'm not even going to try with that with you, man, because I know your deal is what it is. So, but he's done a lot of different referrals and stuff for me for other medical professionals and stuff like that. And it's because of him that I'm on the stuff I'm on right now that actually has helped me quite a bit. So he's got some good colleagues in other fields and stuff like that relating to skin and whatnot that has been good to me as well. So, you know, that's why we'll trust his opinion on a lot of things is what it is, man. But then there were a couple of referrals that he sent me to that were just not good is what it was. And unfortunately, those just happen to be the sort of weird specialties it seems like a lot of Indian doctors tend to go with is what it is, dude. Like rheumatoid arthritis and shit like that is what it is. And it's just like, where's the fucking, you know, non-Indian doctors here, man? Like, I don't even care if it's like anybody else really. Like, I don't care if it's Asian, white, you know, black, whatever the case be, dude. Like, can I get a second opinion from somebody that's not from fucking India originally is what it is, for God's sakes. So it's like, I just don't trust y'all, man, for real. And there's a reason why I don't trust them, man. And it's because it was an Indian doctor that fucked me over like a decade plus ago. Well, actually, no, it was almost 2 decades ago in my life. Actually, it'll be 20. Actually, now I think about it, it would be 20 years this coming December, actually. So, since I had that one put me on the meds I never needed to be on and caused like pretty much every medical problem I've had since then. So, you know, and you wonder why I hate Big Pharma and some fucking doctors and then fucking specifically big government. It's pretty much that reason why, dude, right there. So, anyways. But yeah, like I said, they'll be back here probably either tomorrow or Friday sometime. Talk about some stuff. And then we'll be back hopefully Saturday for Honda's chat, because apparently he's gone back to using Honda now, just different moniker is what it is after it though. But yeah, we'll be back in his late night probably if we'll do one on Saturday. I don't know. Hopefully he will this week because we didn't do one last week. We just did Sundays. But since he has dropped the Mark My Words chats, though, I might actually take that up as a fucking secondary kind of chat then, if that be the case on this channel. and just be like, "Mark my words." If you've never heard the Lacuna Coil song "House of Shame," you should. It's a great one, and it has that specific terminology in it. So, but yeah, it there's going to be a lot of stuff happening in this country this year, I believe, dude. And mark my words, like, come, you know, summertime, fall, somewhere in there when it's actually warm and stuff like that, and you start seeing inflation kick up even more, dude, you'll probably start seeing food gangs. I'm not going to say it's 100% you're going to see food gangs, but I'll say you're probably going to start seeing food gangs is what it is, dude. At least in major cities anyway. It'll be very similar to what we're seeing a lot of times right now in places like California, stuff like that, where you have like these flash robs and shit like that. It'll be kind of similar to that, honestly, where you'll just have like, you know, 8-10 people standing outside waiting for like a couple people to come out with carts and shit like that, and they'll just like jack their entire cart and just toss it into a fucking van or something like that's what it is, dude. And then drive off with it then. So, but yeah, don't be surprised if that happens. And again, that's why you don't live in these shithole leftist cities and states and stuff like that, dude. Live in a place where you can legally carry and be armed against that kind of stuff, dude, if it happens. And it's as simple as that, honestly. And, if nothing else, like, I've been having some talks with people lately, and it sounds like, honestly, like everybody's kind of very much kind of interconnecting now at this point. Like, hey, something's about to pop off, whether it be a balkanization, a civil war, a revolution, something, World War III, for God's sakes. Like, who the hell knows at this point, dude? But it's a scary situation, dude. And I think this is the one time in history right now that we don't know what's going to happen, Like, there were other times where they were on the brink of, like, war and stuff like that, dude, whether it became, like, the Cold War, scares and stuff like that in the 60s and shit, dude. But, like, honestly, I think it's even more so than that now. Like, I think it's just so much of just criminality, cheating, fucking just lack of election integrity in general, fucking, lack of actual leadership in this country willing to call it out, and just a complete fucking shit show is what it is. And I think, honestly, the real problem is, and this is something I've had a conversation with people the other day, actually, in a back chat, was the only reason that we haven't seen balkanization happen in this country quite yet is because there's no actual leadership on the, quote unquote, right or middle center, whatever the case be, to fall behind, because the thing is, like, Trump's a fucking joke at this point. DeSantis is a fucking clown. He's got Trump attacking him the other day for supposedly being child groomer or something like that. I guess DeSantis at some point was a teacher or something like that, was like having parties with girls or something like that that were underage or his students or some shit. And that's all coming to light now or something. Meanwhile, on the flip side of stuff, you got Trump visiting Epstein Island several times or something like that back in the day is what it is, dude. I have no idea how many times it was entirely, but it's like, yeah, he's on the flight logs is what it is, man. And then, it's like, who we really have, honestly, alternatives to that, man. Maybe Sarah Sanders is going to do a fucking run, go from Arkansas governor to presidency or something like that. Maybe Carrie Lake's going to do that fucking thing if that be the case, man. If she can't get her election win there in Arizona, then, which she should have been already at this point, declared winner of the governorship there. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a few here and there, I think, but unfortunately, it's like it's a lot that people don't even realize, honestly. And the thing is, like, people talk about like a single leader, but I don't think it's going to be a single leader. I think it'll be, first of all, I think it's going to be a group of people, at least a group of people anyway, like small coalition or even bigger coalition for that matter, whatever the case. I think its names we don't even know at this point, dude. Honestly, I think a lot of it'll have to do when balkanization finally does become a reality and stuff like that in this country, or any kind of like civil war kind of deal or whatever. It's going to be a lot of ex-military guys that have just finally had it, dude. Whether it be, pipe hitting motherfuckers or whatever the case be, dude, that are just sick and tired of it, And it would be some dude that was like a sergeant or staff sergeant or whatever the case be in U.S. military like 10, 15 years back, or whatever then, who was in his, teens, 20s then, is now like in his 30s, 40s now. And it'll be those individuals that will lead the charge, basically, I think is what it'll be, dude. You know, it'd be your like random Joe Smiths or Jim Dore or something like that's what it'll be, dude. Kind of people or whatever then. You know, because I think when the time comes, it'll definitely be, and depending on where you're at and stuff as well, it would be like de facto kind of leadership kind of things as it would be as well. I think the thing is, though, you don't have any actual people currently that are willing to say stuff establishment wise and be like, hey, this is a fucking rallying call. It's fucking go time kind of thing is what it is, dude. Because honestly, if Sarah Sanders wanted to be, she could have been that person in that response last night. She would have been like, this motherfucker Biden's illegitimate. He has been for over 2 years now. He is not the president of this country. He's a fucking cheater. And it's time to fucking go. It's time for his ass to be arrested for high treason. It's time for Kamala to have the same charge put against her. And it's time to basically take back this country. Donald Trump is the actual president of this nation. And it's time to recognize that, et cetera, et cetera. And had she said that, I think you would have had people basically today in the fucking streets then, dude. But unfortunately, she did not. She basically said a bunch of stupid stuff is what it was, and then was like, oh, starting tomorrow, which will be today now, she was going to introduce like a bunch of stuff in the state of Arkansas then to deal with giving teachers better pay and stuff like that's what it is. So I don't know. It's all a shit show, man. I think it's all a fucking game at this point. It's basically a game of chess, and you're not part of it, is what it is, dude, or you're just a pawn in it, really is what it is. So it's a sad situation all the way around, I believe. And unfortunately, the longer it goes on, the worse we become as a country right now. So I think my biggest problem personally is, you know, you have the silent generation, baby boomers and stuff like that, have been in power for decades now and stuff like that. And you got all these little Gen Z dipshits down here at the very bottom and stuff like that, thinking like, oh, well, we have the power now because we have the bigger voting block or whatever the case be. It's like, meanwhile, you know, my generation, Zennials and stuff like that, it's like, no, bitch, shut the fuck up, Gen Z. It is not your fucking time now. It's our fucking time now, motherfuckers. You'll have your fucking turn in about 10 or 15 years, bitch. It's our fucking turn now. You know, and I think that's the biggest problem right now. You've never really had Gen X be able to do anything. Well, some of it has actually, but like the younger Gen X and Zennial people like myself have never been able to do anything. You've had the millennial generation never gotten a chance to do anything on our own at this point in real record numbers and stuff. And now you got fucking Gen Z banging at the door and being like, no, it's time for our little bitch asses to take over for fucking baby boomers and silent generation people. It's like, no, it's not, kid. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Maxwell Frost and David Hogg. You fucking communist little fucking douchebags. No, it's fucking Ohio Patriot Education Network's time to take over, motherfuckers. And take this country back to being a constitutional republic that it always fucking was, based on our founding fathers' principles and our founding documents of this fucking nation. And it's as simple as that, really. So, anyway. That's pretty much where we're at for the day, though. Like I said, I'm fucking over it, dude. I'm sick and tired of all of it. And I really just like to go back to being a free man again, you know? It's going back to living in a free society again, you know? Where you're not taxed to death, where you're not fucking indebted to the government and fucking bullshit ass national debt when you're born, et cetera, et cetera. So, anyway. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you then. Later.